On this episode of Spa Boss Talks, I give you the secrets to how solo estheticians and spa owners are still making 6 to 7 figures even during this slow economic time. Stay tuned. Welcome to Spa Boss Talks, the go-to podcast for estheticians ready to elevate their game in the world of beauty and business. I'm your host, Nicole Lancaster, an esthetician mentor and spa business consultant with a passion for helping you turn your aesthetic skills into a thriving business. I've walked the path as an esthetician in the treatment room to creating a 6-figure solo business and managing 7-figure spas. And now I'm here to share the lessons, challenges, and triumphs with you. Get ready for candid conversations, expert interviews, and actionable advice that you can implement right away. Get ready to be inspired, informed, and empowered. This is Spa Boss Talks, and I'm Nicole Lancaster, your guide to success in the world of aesthetics and business. Hello again, and welcome to another episode of Spa Boss Talks, the podcast created to teach estheticians and spa owners the business side of beauty. My name is Nicole Lancaster, and I am your host. Today, I want to get into a very hot topic because in our esthetician groups online, what I'm hearing from other estheticians and business owners is everything about the economy. So I want to get into how solo estheticians and how spa owners and business owners are still making $100,000, $1 million plus, even in these slower economic times. And I know for a lot of people, it feels like it's far and out of reach, but it's really not. The people making 6 and 7 figures right now, they're not doing anything special. They're not smarter than you. They don't work harder and longer hours than you. They aren't investing a ton of money into things that you aren't. They are just using simple strategies and plans that are building their business. And these strategies and this planning and processes and procedures should be something that you should have in your business, whether you're making $5,000 a year or $5 million a year. So let's go ahead and jump right in. So one of the biggest things that creates success in a business and is helping estheticians make 6 figures, spa owners make 7 figures plus is mindset. I know that we talk about it all the time. You see it, manifestation and mindset, but it's true. It's absolutely true. I enjoy starting my morning after I get my daughter to school because that's a little hectic. Spending 20 minutes, I set a timer on my phone, I turn on meditation music, and I just do some deep breathing, focusing on my breath. And then I journal what I want to accomplish in the day, what I'm grateful for. I do some I am statements. And then I read about the universal laws of attraction. I read about my goals from my past journals. I just read. And then when that 20 minutes is up, I feel like my nervous system is a little bit more regulated because I've given that time to myself to just be still, be quiet, breathe, and write down my wants, my goals, and my dreams. So that's my morning routine that I like to do for 20 minutes. But mindset is a huge, huge factor in business owning. So if you do not have the mindsets that you are worthy to make 6 figures, that you can make 6 figures, that it's possible for you as a solo esthetician to make 6 figures or a spa owner to build your business to 7 figures, you are never going to make it. Hate to be that person to tell you that, but you're never going to make it. If you look at the most successful people in our industry, their mindset is not that they are the worst. It's not that they can't do it. It's not that it's too hard. Their mindset is, hell yeah, I am a bad bitch. I'm great at what I do. I absolutely can make any of my goals, any of my dreams come true. You see estheticians getting, sponsorship deals or affiliate deals with other companies and lasers and skincare. You see spas who are partnering with big laser machines and getting affiliate commissions off of that. And they don't do that for people who are moping around or looking like they're just surviving life. And I know that's hard sometimes because it feels like we are just surviving life sometimes, but we got to stay in that positive mindset. So mindset plays a huge role. When you start to feel like this is it, I want to give up, which we all do, let me not be unrealistic. Everyone who's ever owned a business has cried at some point in that business. I always tell people I have cried in my lobby plenty of times, picked myself up and created something that made me money. So whenever you feel like throwing in the towel, I want you to think about what your ultimate goal is. And I do this all the time. So sometimes I think that I am overwhelmed, or I think, oh, I don't know if I can do this. What else am I going to do? A, I can't work for anyone ever again, especially after working for myself. But B, this is my industry that I love. And I actually really love empowering other estheticians to create successful businesses. That's one of my huge passions, especially women. You guys know I'm a little feminist, is creating opportunities and helping to empower other women and other business owners. That's a huge, huge passion of mine. So I'm doing exactly what I want to do, and I'm doing exactly what I love to do. So my end goal is this. And that's where I like to reroute my thoughts. And I'm like, okay, it's hard right now. How do I pivot? I see a lot of people online, and it's very discouraging, especially for students and for new estheticians. We're in these esthetician groups, and times are tough and times are slow for a lot of people. But instead of taking a moment to see maybe what's going on in our business, or how we can pivot, or how we can grow our clientele, or maybe where we're personally lacking in our own personal growth or our business growth, we give our powers and our success out to external factors. So we blame other things of why we're not successful. So in these groups, I see a lot of people saying, it's oversaturated. There's too many estheticians. Um, the economy's slow. Nobody's spending money on these services. People are stopped getting lashes. People have stopped doing waxing. People don't want facials. It's a luxury item. When you think like that, and when you put those words out into existence, you are giving every ounce of your power for success out into the external world, out into the powers out there, the things out there, the situations out there that you have absolutely no control over. You can't control the economy. So why are you giving it the power? Why are you giving it all of your power? Why are you depending your success on something outside of your own internal factors? These external factors have nothing to do with you. So why are you giving it your power? I always say, I'll be damned if I give anything or anyone control over my power, my money. I'm a Virgo. I like to have a little bit of control. But whenever you do that, you're saying, I'm not making money because the economy. I'm not successful in business because of the economy. Why are you giving the economy control over you and your business? Successful business owners and the estheticians making six figures solo and the spa owners making seven figures plus do not do that. What we do is we look at our business and we say, okay, this is where my business is slow. Maybe it's you're not selling as many waxing packages as you'd like, or maybe you're not getting as many clients as you'd like. And then we take it a step further. We say, okay, I'm not getting as many new clients as I want. This is what I'm doing right now currently to get new clients. Is it working? If the answer is no, then that's where we pivot our business. We can pivot our business and be so successful, but we have to be able to look at ourselves and say, okay, well, this isn't working in my business right now. I'm not selling these packages of waxing. Am I asking my clients to buy these packages? Do I really have great value in this package? Is my pricing lower than what the perceived value of this package is? If it's not, if people think, well, I don't really feel like that price is worth that package, how can I build value into my package so I have some higher ticket items to sell so I can make more money and work less? So that's where we have to keep our mindset positive. We aren't giving external factors control over the success of our business or the amount of money that we make. We're taking a moment and we're saying, okay, this isn't working for me in my business. What have I tried? Is it successful? Is it working? If it's not, how can I pivot? What else can I try? What else can I do? If I'm just posting on Instagram and I look at my analytics, my website, and it shows me that, 20% of people are coming to my website from Instagram. Well, then maybe Instagram isn't my place for me to market. Maybe it's not my place to have ads. Maybe that's not where my ideal client is. So where can we adjust and tweak our businesses in order to do that? You also have to have the mindset that you're not an employee. So whenever you come into your spa business, whether it's a suite because you're a solo esthetician, or whether you're a business owner who owns a spa, whenever you walk into that door, and whenever you walk out of that door, to be honest, if you own your own business, you're not an employee. So you don't pop in to do your services and then pop out and go home and expect people to find you online, expect people to know who you are, to want to book services with you. That's not how it works. I hate to be the one to tell you that, but that's not how it works. And honestly, that's where I see a lot of estheticians and spas fail because they think that they can just come in, do services, and leave. But there's so much more to business owning than that. And we call that your employee mindset. You're thinking like you're an employee of somebody else's business and somebody else's spa. You pop in, you pop out, you answer calls when you want to, you book when you want to. You're not doing marketing, you're not showing up online, you're not building a website or having someone build your website. You're not doing all the things to tell people that you have a business. Do you remember there was a TikTok or an Instagram a couple years back and it was like, nobody knows you have a business unless you tell people you have a business? That's it. So just posting some pictures on Instagram isn't telling people you have a business. Only 2 to possibly 5%, if we're feeling generous, it's mostly around 3% of your followers actually see your content on Instagram. So if your followers don't have their notification sets, if you only have 100 followers, that's 2 to 3 people. That's insane. So you think you're doing all this work to get all these new people on Instagram, but they're not seeing it. So how do you get your clients then to come in? How do you have that CEO mindset? How do you transfer your identity from somebody's employee or that employee mindset of coming in, doing some work and leaving and hoping and praying that people are going to find you online and book with you to, all right, I'm a badass CEO. How do I bring in people? What networking events can I pop into or go to? Where's my ideal client hanging out? Whether it's online, in person, where are they? Who is your ideal client? Do you even know who that is? Because that's a key factor in all of your marketing. It can't be, women 25 to 55. That's not going to work. We have to be very narrow and very specific of what our ideal client looks like. Are we portraying ourselves as the expert? Because people buy from experts. Are you an esthetician who offers every service under the sun? There's a saying that you can be a jack of all trades, but a master of none. And it's very true. So we learn a lot of services in aesthetic school, but we don't master every one of those services. And if you think you are, you're probably not, just saying. So what are you really, really good at? And what are you really, really passionate about? And that might be something where we take a look and we say, okay, it's time for me to niche down because I don't look like the expert. I offer facials, I offer waxing, I offer lashes. I'm really great at lashes. I'm good at facials and waxing, but I haven't spent as much money or time into continuing education into those like I've had with lashes. And I'm passionate about lashes. So maybe it's time that I drop some of these other services off my menu and really focus on becoming the expert in my city in this one service. So, whenever you can portray yourself as the expert, it's going to bring in more clients for you as well. So, that's the mindset too. Going from somebody else's employee or popping into your spa or popping into your suite like you're an employee and popping back out, not doing any of the business work, having any structure, having any processes or procedures. That right there is costing you money. And that is not how a successful 6-figure solo esthetician or 7-figure spa business owner thinks. We're constantly thinking about ways to pivot, ways to make money, ways to bring in clients, and you got to get creative with it. Don't come in, don't go out. Spa owners sometimes, I've seen this where, you come in, you check, you make sure things are good in your spa and you leave and you really rely on everyone else to carry your business, but they have no leadership. They have no instructions how to, you're blaming your spa manager that your revenue isn't up or that you're not making money. Meanwhile, you're not acting like the CEO of your business. You're acting like the person who pops in to collect the money and goes on vacation. So let's make sure our mindset is that CEO, this is my baby, this is my business. I'm growing this as big and as high as I can. And there are absolutely no limits to my success. The next thing I want to talk about is structure. Structure in a business is so important. And this is what very successful solo estheticians and very successful spa owners have. Again, it's not that they're smarter. It's not they have a lot more money to invest. It's not that they work harder, longer hours than you. We do this a lot. We hustle thinking that that is going to bring us success or that is what creates success. It's not. Working shorter times and shorter hours, but making more money with higher ticket items and with structure and processes is where we want to be. We don't want to be on the edge of burnout. It doesn't make you successful. It just makes you burned out. So having structure in your business. Now, what does that mean? The very first most important thing is numbers, to track your numbers. And if you haven't taken a look at my 4 ways to recession proof your business, it's a free masterclass. It's on my website, beautybabesonline.com or estheticianmentors.com. You can go there and see it. It's basically tells you every number to track. So if your booking system doesn't have analytics, if it doesn't have reports that you can pull, you may want to look into switching your booking system. So numbers you should track are last year's numbers. You want to know the entire numbers for the year, and you want to know the numbers by month. Again, this way you can set yourself up for success. So if you want to make $100,000 a year, you are not just going to divide 100,000 by 12 and be like, okay, I need to make, I believe it's $8,888 or it's something like that a month in order to make my 6 figures. That's not realistic, okay? Because October, November, December, we generally make anywhere from 20 to 30% of our revenue, whether you're solo or you're in a spa or own a spa. That's where our revenue is generally made. So if you think that you're supposed to be making almost 9,000 in December, and then in March, you should be making almost 9,000 as well. You're going to get really, really discouraged when March comes up and maybe you don't make that 9,000. So it's not realistic to just break down your goal monthly like that. You need to go back to last year and you need to see your numbers. Okay, in March, I only made 3% of my business. In June, I made 8% of my business. Know your business percentages by month. That way you can set your realistic goal. You can set your goal for the year for 2024, and then you can break it down by month. So you're like, okay, well, I want to make $100,000 this year. March is going to be 2% of that 100,000. June is going to be 8%. December is going to be 11%. So that's going to be very realistic, and it's going to be very encouraging for you whenever you're able to make that goals in your month versus just trying to break it down. Because again, that's not realistic. It's not realistic how your business ebbs and flows. And it's going to be discouraging if you don't make it. So make sure you're keeping proper track of your business. So tracking your numbers is going to be setting your goals for 2024. If you have not done that yet, go ahead and do it. And again, we go back and see our numbers from last year, figure out the percentage of businesses by month, and then we do it this year. So you can do a 5% increase, a 10%, a 20% increase, whatever you want to do. I love to set 3 goals. I like to set a small, a medium, and a large goal. Every one of those has an increase. My large goal is generally if nothing was stopping me, if I had all the resources in the world, if I had as many clients as I want in the world, what would that goal look like? And that's my big, scary goal. I put that as my 3rd goal because, we're going to celebrate ourselves whether we hit a small, a medium, or a large goal. Everything is celebrated. So we're going to have 3 goals. Once you have those goals for your entire year, we're going to track our year-to-date numbers and our month-to-date numbers. You have to know how much you're making in your business. And this is what successful people do. They track their money. And it's not even, just your bookkeeping, because sometimes for us it can be a little overwhelming. It's looking at your system and looking at your services and looking at your revenue every week. Some people even close out every day. I know a lot of spas that close out every day because they want to see the reports, they want to see the sales. So looking at your numbers. So at the end of every week, look at what you've done for the week. You can start every Monday and look at what you're doing month to date. So if you say, okay, we're in May, my goal is $4,000. So far I've made 2,500. How can I make the rest of that? Am I goal to make the rest of that? Do I have enough clients to make the rest of that? If not, can I maybe do like a 3-day flash sale on one of my most popular services? Can I send out an email campaign to maybe raise some revenue? Can I do, package specials? What can I do in the next couple weeks to finish out my May strong and hit my revenue goals? Tracking your numbers is extremely important. This is probably one of the number one most important things to do in order for you to be successful, because you can't be successful without actually knowing what you're making, what numbers you have, what is coming in, which services are selling, and who your top clients are. So numbers are extremely important. Again, if you have not gone to my website and checked out my 4 ways to recession proof your spa business, my free masterclass, it's under resources. Check that out because I go step by step exactly how to set your goals and your numbers. The second part to your structure is your customer journey. First off, do you have a website? A lot of solo estheticians only have their booking site. You need to have a website as well. Your customer journey starts when they Google facials Tampa, we'll just say because I'm in Tampa. Facials Tampa. Do you pop up on the Google site, on the Google first page, on the Google? Do you pop up on Google's first on the page? If you do, once they click on that, where does that take them? So when they click on your website, where does that take them? Is your website, does it look nice? Does it look professional? Is it looking drinky and hard to navigate? Is there a button that says, book your appointments, learn more? I think part of the customer journey on your website too, I think having a book now button up front is very bold to ask people to book with you if they know nothing about you. So some very important parts of the customer journey, I think on your homepage of your website would be about me, tell them a little bit about yourself, have a picture of yourself so they can put a face to the business. Tell them what you do, what you're an expert in. And then you can absolutely have book now buttons. But I think just having this is the name of my business. Book now is a very bold ask of someone who's never met you. So what's that like? What's your website like? Is it even easy to navigate? Is it easy to book? Do people clearly understand who you are? Is your booking site easy to navigate? And then the rest of the customer journey. So the structure of the customer coming in, is your place easy to find? Is it in a nice neighborhood? Because if your clients are clutching their handbags, running into your spa, running out, if they walk into your spa and there's roaches on the ground, it's not a great customer experience and they're not going to be back. When they get in your room, is it nice? Is it peaceful? Does it smell good? I like to play on the senses. Does it smell good? Does it, feel nice and welcoming in there? Are there candles if you're doing a facial, or is there a clean table if you're doing waxing? Does it look clean? Like they're the first person who's ever been in there. That's the biggest pet peeve of mine. When you walk into a spa room and you're like, oh my God, there's, dirty extractors on the table and dirty wax strips and sticks everywhere, hanging out the trash. Like does it look clean? I want to look like I've been the first person in there because you're about to do a facial, we're about to get intimate. Is it clean, right? How about the follow-up? When they're done, what's the checkout like? Are you asking them to rebook? Because if you're not, that is something important to make sure your client comes back as well. Don't leave it up to them because they could not rebook, or they might even be just a little offended. They might be like, wow, she didn't want me to rebook. Why wouldn't she want to rebook me? They might be awkward or weird about it. They may not know how that works. So make sure you're rebooking and then when they leave. So that's the structure of the customer journey. Do you have an actual customer journey and what's the structure of it? What about your bookkeeping? Do you have any bookkeeping? Are you using QuickBooks? We really love the aesthetic bookkeeper. She does an amazing job and she specializes in our industry. I'll tag her in the comments for this. But if you don't have a bookkeeper, she is amazing to have. But are you keeping track of your books to see where your money's going, or are you just buying and spending however you want? Do you have your own bank account for your business? And do you have it separated between you, your personal, and your business bank account, which is very important to have a business bank account for a lot of different reasons, but it's a lot easier to do. Bookkeeping is a lot easier to manage your money if you have those two separate accounts. So that's some structure tips that I have for you. And again, anyone who's making six figures plus is having structure in their business. It's not just a free for all. They know their numbers, they know what they're selling, they're tracking it, and they're doing things to keep those numbers up. The third thing I want to talk about is processes. So, do you have any processes or procedures in your spa? And it's pretty similar to structure. So, one of my favorite things to do, and this is what we've been talking about in our private community, we've been talking about the psychology of selling. But one of my favorite things to do is to go back and see customers who haven't been in to see me within 30, if they're supposed to be in within 4 weeks, 30, 60, and 90 days. And I have done this in every spa I've worked at, any spa I've managed. I've asked employees to do this as well. And I've looked at that and I've seen if they haven't come in and I've invited them in. My new favorite thing to do is a voice note because, you send a voice note through text to someone and it's not someone they would normally get a voice note for. So they're like, oh my gosh, who is this? Like, what does Nicole want? They're like excited. They're like, this is interesting. And so they'll listen. They will listen to your voice note and it feels very personal. So have you gone through and have you looked at your clients and what is your process to look at your clients from 30, 60, and 90 days? What's your process to get them back in? Again, I find that voice note is fun. It's personable. You could say something like, "Hey, Mrs. Smith, this is Nicole from Nicole Lancaster Aesthetics. I haven't seen you in 60 days. It's been quite a while. I hope you and your cat Mittens are having a great time. I hope you've had, great holidays. I haven't seen you in quite a while. I would love to still help you on your skincare journey. So if you have any time, I'm actually available next Thursday at 12 because I know Thursdays work best for you. If you want me to get you booked, I can get you booked for your services and we can do a new skin consultation as well. Just send me a quick text back with the word yes, and I'll get you booked on Thursday. But again, I hope you're doing really well and I hope to see you and hear from you soon. Sending you lots of love, Nicole. Something quick and easy like that gets them in. For spas, if you have laser hair removal, this works really great if they had a package and they never came back to finish their package. Laser packages, hydrofacial packages, even if you don't own a spa, if you're a solo esthetician, again, waxing, skincare packages, anyone who has unfinished packages, go back and see gift cards that still have a balance. Get them in, get them to finish their package so they can buy another package. Get them in to finish their balance in their gift card so that they can do another service with you. But not only with the package, get them to finish the package, but you can also upgrade their services. So they come in now for their microderm facial and you're like, "Hey, I would really love to do a dermaplane as well. We haven't seen you in a little while. This is going to up your experience." Or, "Hey, we got a little off track with our laser hair removal. It really works best if we keep you on track. We're going to go ahead and finish out this package and then let's do another. That way we can get you your best results." Something like that. But what is your process for your clients you have not seen 30, 60, and 90 days? Text, call, email. Do you have a process set up for that? Because you need to. New clients are 5 times more expensive to get than your existing clients. So, how do you nurture the people that have already stepped in your door? What's the process for that? What's your process for getting new clients? How do you get new clients? How do you market new clients? Once you get that new client, what's your process for them? What's the booking for them look like? Again, their entire customer journey. When they step in the door, what's the follow up process? Are you sending a thank you text message? It was so great to see you. Are you sending out a handwritten thank you letter or thank you card and mailing it to them in the mail? Are you sending them a thank you email? What does that process look like to nurture them, to make sure they're going to come back and be a loyal client? How are we creating loyalty with these new clients? And what's your sales process look like? So, this is a great one too. And again, everyone who runs successful businesses thinks about all of these things. We have to because it's all part of our business. This is all the business mindset of our beauty. Again, it's not just coming in and doing services. This is all stuff we really have to think about. What's your sales process like? So if your client comes in, they want a basic facial, you see them and you're like, "Oh, babe, no, like we need to do from what you're telling me. Let me backtrack that." So it's not we're selling them what they want and then we're giving them what they need. So if somebody says, "I've got a lot of hyperpigmentation, I want to do a signature facial." And in your head you're like, "Oh, baby, we got to do something better." What's the sales process look like? How do you refer them services? How do you sell products to them? What does that entire process look like to you? What's your consultation process look like, right? So we need to have kind of these standards, these structures, these processes, these procedures, all of this standard practices in our spa business in order to track our success, in order to build our success and to grow from there. And if you're a solo esthetician, this is going to help you grow to 6 figures. But not only that, you are implementing processes, procedures, and structures into your solo business that are going to help you grow into a storefront or into a 7 figure spa. Because all of this that you do on your own is something that you can then teach your team. This is all stuff that you can have and you can build into. If you own a spa, these are all processes and procedures that your manager needs to know, that you need to be checking on as a leader, and that you need to be implementing with your entire team so that they're all on the same page as you as well. And they're really excited to help you sell and help you grow your business and to help you build your brands. So everyone needs to be on board with these. The last thing I really want to talk about is automation and delegation. So if you're a solo esthetician, we do it all. And sometimes we take that as like a badge of honor. Like, look at me. I'm doing my social. I'm writing my blogs. I'm doing services. I'm doing all my inventory. Like, I am a bad chick. Well, bad chicks have to do it all, turn into burned out chicks. And then we walk into our spa and we're like, screw this place, I hate it, right? Like we end up feeling so bitter and so drained and so burned out because we're doing everything. So, in order to avoid getting there, there are so many new automated tools that we can use to help us out. Spa owners, this is for you as well. There's so many new automations and apps and websites that we can use that's going to take some pressure off of our teams. It's going to take some pressure off of our staff. It's going to take pressure off of yourself as long as you use them. So, let's talk about delegation. So, there are plenty of ways for you to get an inexpensive virtual assistant to do things that you don't want to do. And it doesn't have to be 20 plus dollars an hour. There are plenty of ways. Um, if you need it, hit me up, send me a private email, and I'll send you exactly how I do it. That doesn't break your bank. But if you are trying to build your own website, if you are trying to write your own blogs, if you're trying to manage your social on top of everything else that you're doing, it's way too much. For me as a business owner, I like to kind of create a chart and I like to write down what makes me the most amount of money. Well, if you're an esthetician, a solo esthetician, some of your highest things that are making you money are your services, obviously. So if you're not doing your services because you're having to do all these other things and have time doing all these other things, then you're not making the most amount of money, right? Some of these things like um, writing blogs or managing your social can literally be delegated out to someone for like $10 an hour. So right now, you as an esthetician probably don't want to make anything less than $100 an hour. So why are you doing the tasks that only uh, that you could only charge someone $10 an hour for, right? So now you're an employee doing a $10 an hour job instead of doing actual services that could make you $100 plus an hour. So, what are some of the small things that you can delegate out? Even if it's hiring someone 18, 19, fresh out of high school or in high school that can maybe come into your suite or come and sit at the front of your spa, for however, I don't know, $15, $16 an hour just because they need some weekend money. And they can do little things like that, like clean the spa or um, book your clients or, pull your numbers for you and track your numbers for you. Little things like that, manage your social. Delegate, 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 and delegate before you're busy. Because what this does is it clears up time for you to actually do the things that are going to make you money. It clears up time for you to be able to go out and go to networking events. It clears time for you to be able to find your ideal clients or really work on your messaging as a business owner. So, any small things that aren't making you a huge return on investment or that would be low cost hourly tasks, delegate out, delegate to someone. If you're at a point where you could maybe even barter, I don't love bartering all the time, but if it's something that you could barter just in the beginning to get some help doing some of the clerical behind the scenes work, do it. It's going to lighten your load for you. For business owners, spa owners, don't try to do it all. Do not try to be a control freak and do it all. Really hire a team that you can entrust to do your work for you. And I've made this mistake before too, where I hire people, I pay them a good amount of money, I put them in the wrong positions that they aren't passionate about, or that really isn't their strength. So they're costing me money. And now I'm blaming, the lack of success of my business on someone else when it's all on me. So delegate properly. Hire 18 players and pay them as an 18 player because an 18 player is going to make you so much more money in return. Now, as a business owner, I don't do a lot of things. I don't do my own social media. I mean, yeah, sometimes I'm bored. I'll post some social media on there or make like cute little reels or TikToks, but I actually have someone who does all that for me. I have somebody who does all my graphic design for me. I have somebody who does my website. I have someone who does my ads. So I have the support system so I can do the things that I need to do, talk to clients, talk to estheticians, create podcasts, work on my messaging so that my clients understand exactly who I am and what I can do for them. That's me. That's what makes me money. So all my support roles I have delegated out to other people. So delegate when you can. Automate. So there is so many different ways to automate your business right now. You can, okay, so for an example, take a look at Instagram, right? People put things on Instagram and they'll say, uh, I'm running a special right now for, um, $50 off of your microneedling package. comment the word microneedling and I'll send you the information. You comment microneedling under their post on Instagram, and then you get a DM with the link to book, and then you're able to book easily and get that service done. That's all automation. A smart business person is not sitting there hoping and praying for your comments to then send you an automatic text, right? That's all automation. And that's from an app or a website called ManyChat, MANY chat. You can automate so many things. So you can go onto Instagram Live and you can automate if somebody does, promo. You can say, your first Brazilian wax with me is $39. Just comment promo right now in this live and we'll send you the information. You can automate if somebody comments on Facebook. You can automate if somebody even looks. Like one time I was looking at this woman who does permanent makeup education, and I was like, wow, I really love the structure of her education. I did nothing. I didn't comment. I did nothing. I looked. I was a voyeur. I was a creeper. Excuse me. I literally just looked. And then I have a message all of a sudden, like 5 minutes later, like, hey, beautiful babe, thank you so much for your interest. I saw you looking. And I was like, damn, like she got me. How'd she get me? And then I learned about ManyChat. I'm like, oh, okay. So there are so many different ways to set up your automations. You can automate your DMs on Instagram. You can automate your DMs on Facebook, where if someone messages you, it'll say, hey, we'll get back to you soon. Thank you so much for reaching out. Here's some commonly asked questions. Let them do the automation for you. Let them do all that hard work for you. So again, you're not wasting time going back and forth. Now, if you see someone on Instagram who has some questions about your services, then absolutely, maybe even schedule a 15-minute consult call with them or answer some of their questions with them. And that's a whole nother thing. Um, but do some automations to take care of the legwork for you to get you there. Another thing I really love doing is Chat GPT. Blogs are still one of the best ways for you to get organic traffic to your website. So using your blog on your website and using keywords like Nicole Lancaster waxing Tampa, Nicole Lancaster facials Tampa, facial expert in Tampa, keywords of what your clients would be Googling if they were looking for you. So a service, your name, your city, what would they be Googling if they were looking for you? So using that in your blog. So I like to go into ChatGPT and have them write my blogs, because before I would sit there and I feel like ADD would just like kick in. Like my mind would go blank. I'm like, what the hell am I writing about? How do I write this? How do I start? All the things when you go to like sit down and actually write, when you're like, I'm inspired to write, and then you just like nothing comes to you. I love using ChatGPT because I can ask it to ask me 20 questions. I will say something like, in a moment, I'm going to ask you to write a blog for my website. This blog is geared towards estheticians and spa owners who need help selling online or need help selling through their social media. Ask me 20 questions so that you fully understand what I'm looking for in this blog. And then I'll send it. And then ChatGPT will ask me 20 questions and I can give very detailed answers. And then it can write a very specific blog to what my need is, what my goal is. If you have it write a blog, you could say, my goal is to have my clients book a new client facial with me after reading this blog. And they can gear your blog towards that. So ChatGPT is another great thing to do. I love to use it for emails as well. So you can have it write that blog. And then if you just want to send out an informational email, you can say, now please rewrite this blog as an email to my clients. And this is my goal for my clients as well. So ChatGPT is another automation that I really love. Again, use your keywords because this is going into your blog. So the services that you offer, the services that you're an expert in, your name, your city, or the surrounding cities near you, wherever you mostly get your clients. And that's going to help your Google ranking as well and help people find you too. And that's it for automation. So there's a lot of automations that you can use online to help your business grow. But these are all some of the key factors that people do to make 6 figures solo or 7 figures as a business owner in a spa. It's not strategic. Let me not say strategic because it is strategic. It's not luck. It's not, again, that they're smarter than you. It's not that they work harder, longer hours than you, because a lot of us have worked hard and long and haven't made things. And we've all been there where we have hustled with not a lot to show for it. And I'm sure you've had that moment as well. Again, it's not they have a lot of money to invest into things that you can't. It's things that you can do, inexpensive or free. ChatGPT is free. ManyChat is free. They have a free plan. Processes to implement into your spa business are free. Structure is free. Mindset is free. These are all easy, simple things that you can implement into your business to actually create a business for yourself to grow into a storefront if that's what you're looking to do as a solo esthetician, or that you can implement into your business to make sure that you and your team are having the most successful year that you can have. So, again, it's not any secrets. It's not anything crazy. It's not anything that you can't do. These are simple, easy things that you can put into your business to create success. And again, it's mindset, it's structure, it's having some processes and procedure, and it's automation and delegation whenever it's needed. So these are some of the things that are creating success in our industry. Again, it's not that our industry is slow because we had an 11% increase last year. It's that successful people in our industry right now are using these key tools to be successful and to have a business versus popping in and popping out like an employee. Um, yeah, so thank you so much. We actually have our launch right now going on, and this is for our private esthetician community membership. This is a group that meets live once a week. This enrollment is only open until Friday. It closes, but we have 20 seats available right now for new members. And this is a private, exclusive community where we go over exactly how to implement these structures, these processes, these procedures to make 6 to 7 figures as solo estheticians, as spa owners. This is all processes, procedures that I have used in my own business to create a 6-figure solo business, but that I have also used in other businesses to help create 7-figure spas and med spas and 6-figure solo esthetician businesses as well. So this is the only live online community that meets for estheticians that meets once a week for an entire year. Every month we have a different business theme, but I teach you how to grow your business fast. So a lot of people see growth in their revenue within the first couple weeks. We have had people double their revenue from last year within the first 90 days just by implementing structure into their business. So if you haven't taken a look, take a look at our community. We have open enrollment right now. The first 30 days, I'm going to give you for free. So if you trust me and think, hey, what she has to say is awesome, and I think that she can really help me grow my business, I'll give you 30 days for free as a trial period just to see if you and I are a right fit to work together. So if you haven't, go to beautybabesonline.com or estheticianmentors.com, click on programs and click on grow. That is our private esthetician community. All the benefits are in there. We have our raving testimonials in there too. But yeah, that community is where we meet. We hold each other accountable. So we have action items. We're like, hey, this week we're working on structure. What I want to make sure you do, I want to make sure you set your goals and create structure follow up. And then we meet the following Sunday and we're like, okay, did you do it? So accountability is going to help us get a long way. We also have guest mentors. I'm super excited about May's guest mentor, Amanda Azell. She is one of my business mentors, and she is a beauty executive who has been responsible for over $60 million in sales for the Estee Lauder companies. So I'm super excited to have her. Any calls in our program, you can actually go back and see. So if you've missed the call with her, you can go back and see as well. But it's a really, really great accountability. It's a really great mentor group. And I love having it. I love meeting with you guys every Sunday to watch your businesses grow again, because it's a passion of mine. So if this is something you're interested, if you're interested in learning specifically how we create structure, processes, procedures, all in our spa business, join our community. Again, you get 30 days for free. There's no contracts. You can cancel absolutely anytime. So there's nothing to lose. Your first 30 days, work with us, see how we can help, see if we're a great fit. Thank you so much for listening to another episode of Spa Boss Talks. Again, I'm Nicole Lancaster, esthetician mentor, spa business consultant, and owner of Beauty Bay Business Academy. And I will see you on the next episode. Hope everyone has a fantastic week.
Our mission. If you enjoyed today's episode, please remember to like, subscribe, and share our show. We want to help as many estheticians as we can become successful business owners. Plus, sharing our show is a great way to support our small business. Before we part ways, remember you're not just an esthetician, you're a spa boss in the making. Until next time, stay inspired, stay confident, and keep conquering the world of aesthetics. This is Nicole Lancaster signing off from Spa Boss Talks.